Okay, so let's move forward to our lab number 5 now, which is implement Intersite connectivity. In the previous lab, you have seen that how to create a virtual network. Now in this case, we are going to focus on Intersite, basically one network to another network kind of a connection. I have launched my lab environment, and in this lab environment, there is an architectural diagram which is visible here. You can see that we are actually going to use virtual network peering in this to connect network from one to another particular part. Now in this case, you can see both of the regions which we are going to use is going to be same. So we are actually going to use a single region kind of a intersite connectivity. Well, you can do cross region kind of a intersite connectivity also. We are going to have two different virtual services. So you have core service virtual machine, you have manufacturing service virtual machine. So two different virtual machines are there. Two different virtual networks are also going to be there. So we have core services VNet, we have manufacturing services VNet. So basically two different virtual networks with two different virtual machines are going to be there, and we'll see that how we can do intersite connectivity with that. These are the 5 separate tasks which we are going to perform in this particular lab, and there is a 6th one also which is going to focus on custom route configuration. We'll see in this lab environment if that is working, then we'll do that. Otherwise, the first 5 is what we are going to do. Let's get started with this. I have already logged in with my lab environment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to search for virtual machines, and we are going to create that. Now it's actually here itself. So let's click on virtual machines. We'll click on creating a new virtual machine. So let's go to Azure virtual machine as per the steps. And we'll also make sure that every time when we are doing a step, we are going to tick mark that checkbox. In this, I'm going to choose my subscription. The resource group is going to be AZ-104 RG5, which is here. Name of the virtual machine we are giving core services VM. And location we are going to specify East US. Okay, so let's focus on no infrastructure redundancy. East US is there. The security type is going to be standard, and the image for this we are going to select Windows Server operating system. I think it is saying Windows Server 2019 Data Center x64 Gen 2. This is the one which we have to select. Standard D2S V3 is the perfect size for this. Through CPU's 8 GB RAM will be given into this, which is fine. In the username, we are going to add the username which they have mentioned here, which is local admin. And then we have to give some password, which can be anything. So let me provide my password. I hope when you're going to provide a password, you are going to follow the constraint as well as you will remember that. After this, we are going to focus on, I think, inbound ports and everything is fine. We don't need to change anything in that. We'll just click on next, which is disk. I think we don't need to change anything in the disk. So let's move forward to networking. Networking, we are going to have core services VNet. This is something which is what they are saying here. So I'm not going to choose this name. I'm going to change the name of this virtual network to core services VNet. We are going to provide the IP address, which is same. We are going to provide a subnet. Now subnet name we have to change to core, and the IP address is going to be 10.0024. I think this all looks fine. Let's move forward. So I'm going to click on OK. We'll click on next. Next. In the monitoring, we want to disable boot diagnostics as it is mentioned here. And then we are just going to click on review plus create. Basically, once we are done with this, in the first task, we are done with our one virtual machine and one virtual network, which is our core service VNet. I'm going to click on create, and this is going to take some time. Now, if you focus here, it is mentioned here that did you notice this task you created the virtual network as you created a virtual machine. You could also create a virtual network infrastructure, then add the virtual machine separately. Now, just to save our time, we are creating virtual machine and virtual network is getting created with that automatically. So we are not doing it separately basically. Let's move to task number 2, in which we are going to create a virtual machine in a different virtual network now. So in this case, we are actually going to focus on manufacturing services, not on the core services, but manufacturing services is what we are focusing. And for that, we are going to create a new virtual machine. So let me just create a new tab. In this new tab which I have opened, I'm going to create a second virtual machine which is going to be focusing on manufacturing services VNet. So I'm going to go to virtual machines. Same way we'll create an Azure virtual machine. Resource group is going to be same. Name of the virtual machine will give manufacturing VM as it is mentioned in the steps. East US, no infrastructure redundancy, standard security, and Windows Server 2019 Gen 2. This is perfect. D2SV3 for this also. Username is going to be same, local admin, and I'm going to provide same password. Disk, I don't think we need to change anything. Then we have networking tab, in which we have virtual networking. In this, as usual, we are going to create a new virtual network, not this one. So I'm going to click on create new. I'll give a name of the virtual network, manufacturing VNet. I'm going to change the range of this. So the IP address range is going to be this. Subnet name, I'm going to provide manufacturing, and the address range is going to be this. So perfectly fine. 65,000 addresses are there in the network and 256 addresses are there in the subnet. Looks fine. We are going to click on OK. Next. In the monitoring, we have to disable boot diagnostics, and I think everything is fine. We are going to click on review plus create. Basically, in the first and the second task, we are just doing the same thing, but we are creating two different virtual machines with two different virtual networks so that we can do Intersite connectivity with them. Now obviously, right now both of these virtual machines are created in the same region, but they are not connected with each other. In order to check whether they have a connection or not, we are going to do task number 3, in which we are going to use network watcher service to test the connection between virtual machines, and that's exactly what we are going to do now. My first virtual machine is successfully created, so I think in the first step now I can search for network watcher. Inside the network watcher, I'm going to use connection troubleshoot. So when I go into this, you can see left side we have different tools associated with this. I'm going to expand this, and we have connection monitor inside that. In the connection monitor, sorry, my mistake, not connection monitor. We have to take connection troubleshoot, which is inside network diagnostic tools. So I'm going to click on connection troubleshoot. I have to choose source type, so we are going to specify that source type is going to be virtual machine. Which virtual machine you're going to choose? I'm going to select core services VM. Make sure, guys, before you try this thing, you have to just make sure that your second virtual machine is also successfully deployed. For me, this is done. Hey guys, sorry for interruption. My name is Maruti and I'm here to make a very important announcement. I hope you are liking our videos and you're doing a continuous learning with us on an Azure Cloud and AI related topics. If you are enjoying this thing, I'm going to announce SkillTech.club, which is our upcoming website, which is going to be launched very soon. We are here to tell you one thing, that everyone who is a subscriber of this particular channel will get Azure Cloud and Azure AI related certification courses free of cost in SkillTech.club. So you will be a part of the SkillTech.club kind of a membership automatically free of cost. And everyone who's a subscriber of this particular channel will get those benefits which are available in that. So what are you waiting for? I request you to please subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends and families if they are also interested in Azure Cloud and AI learning. That's it from my side. Now you can carry on with your learning. Thank you. So I can try this thing. In your case, if it is taking time, just wait for a few minutes and then you do that. In the second option, what is the destination type we are choosing? In the destination type also, we want to choose a virtual machine only, and we're going to say it's going to be a manufacturing VM. Basically, we are trying to check from core service VM, manufacturing VM is reachable or not. We are going to specify preferred IP version is both. Destination port is 3389 because we have open RDP port on both the virtual machines. Source port range, we are going to keep it blank. Diagnostic test is also fine, everything default. And this time, if I click on run diagnostic test, logically this should not work because we have not done any kind of a connection between these two virtual machines. Let's see what we are getting. But as it is mentioned in the right side, if we run the diagnostic test, basically it should show us unreachable. Logically, this should be unreachable right now until unless we do some kind of a network side connectivity from our side. Let's wait for some time. It is running. Okay, I believe this is done. It's showing me that this is unreachable right now. You can see connection trace is unreachable. They have sent 30 probes and all the 30 probes are actually failed. So obviously right now it's not connected. The inbound NSG diagnostics and all these things are having no issues in that, which is what they are saying, but still it is unreachable. So let's configure Intersite connectivity. And that is something which we are going to do in task number 4. So we are going to do virtual network peering between virtual networks. Remember guys, peering is one of the way to connect your one network with another network. You can obviously use other ways like VPN Gateway or ExpressRoute circuits. And if you want to know more details about that, you should check the coming modules which are going to be focusing on this. Let's start with this. I'm going to search for my core services VNet. Let's just search for core services VNet. This is my virtual network. And in this virtual network, we are going to configure peering settings to connect with the other virtual network. So I'm going into the settings, and inside that I have peerings, and I'm going to click on add a peering for this virtual network. In the peering link name, I'm giving core service VNet to manufacturing VNet, so it's going to connect to the other one. In the virtual network options, we are going to choose that this is going to be my virtual network, which is manufacturing VNet. So this is my manufacturing virtual network, which is there. There's a typo here. It's not going to be VNet because we created a new virtual network associations with that. In the allow manufacturing VNet traffic, I think that point we are just going to keep it select default. Allow manufacturing, we need to receive forwarded traffic for core service VNet. Yes, we are going to select that also. And peering link name, we are going to give the reverse one now, which is manufacturing to core service VNet, and this also we need to select. Basically we are connecting it from both the end, from core services to manufacturing and manufacturing to core services, and this is going to be a two-way peering which is going to be configured in one step. After all these things, I'm going to just click on add. Now once we add this thing, you can see it's adding two different peerings, from core services to manufacturing and from manufacturing to core services. Let's wait for a few seconds. It's going to be done, and if it is successfully done, you should get peering status as connected in both. So just wait for some time, and yes, I think we are getting connected here. You can see the peering state is something which is showing me connected. It is connecting to which network? Manufacturing VNet. If I go to manufacturing VNet, and in that also if I check the peering, it's going to show me the reverse pairing done with that, and in that also it's showing me the status is connected. So it means we have done this connection properly, which was super easy to understand. Now because these two are connected, if I want to taste the connection, there are multiple ways to do that thing. I can maybe go to task number 5 and try the taste connection with PowerShell, or I can actually go back to my network watcher again. This time if I go to network watcher, and if I try to do connection troubleshoot option once again, from my core service VM to my manufacturing VM, this time it should work. Logically it should work. Destination port number, I'm giving 3389, the RDP port, and I think I'm going to run diagnostics. Now remember, in the task number 5, which is the next one, we are going to use Azure PowerShell to test the connection between virtual machines, but right now, just to see whether this is still unreachable or not, I'm running the network watcher diagnostics once again. Let's wait for some time. Okay, the diagnostic is done, and this time, as you can see, it's showing me reachable. So this is something which is because of peering. Now all good. Let's move forward to next one. So we are going to use Azure PowerShell now. Verify the IP address of the core service VNet. So let's go to core services VM first. So let's go to virtual machines. I'm going to my core services VM. In the overview section, they are saying you can go to the networking section, and inside that you'll have private IP addresses visible with that. So I'm just going into my networking section, and you can see right now I have my private IP address, which is 10.004. Let me just copy this, and I'm going to put it somewhere on the notepad file. So once we are done with this, we are going to test the connection to the core services VM from the manufacturing VM, and in that case we'll switch to manufacturing VM now, and inside that operations blade we are going to select run command. So let's go back to virtual machines, going to the manufacturing VM. In this VM we are going to have a tab which is actually operations, and inside that we have run command. For your kind information, this is going to run command inside the virtual machine actually, and inside this we have run PowerShell script. I'm going to provide my PowerShell script here, which is this one, which is actually a taste connection kind of a command. Now in taste connection command, we have to provide core services VM private IP address, which we have copied already. So I'm just going to paste that IP address here. Okay, it's not allowing me to paste somehow. I'm going to do taste connection, and then I'm manually going to type this 10.0.0.4. This was the IP address of that particular VM. I'm going to click on run. Let's see whether this is reachable or not. It's going to take some time, but you can see once this is done, it should actually show you the taste connection should be succeeded because the peering has been configured. And we already checked this thing with the help of network watcher, so obviously this should work. But let's see whether this is working fine or not. We'll wait for this. It's going to show us an output here. You can see it's done. It's showing me the same output as expected. The TCP test succeeded, and it's showing me true, which means it's reachable. So which means that it's all connected. Now let's move to the task number 6, which is focusing on creating a custom route. Remember, sometimes you want to control the network traffic between the perimeter subnet and the internal core service subnet. A virtual network appliance will be installed in the core service subnet, and all the traffic should be routed there. When you want to do this kind of routing, you have to create custom route for that, and that's what we are going to try to create here. Just for your kind information, guys, there are chances in this lab environment maybe the custom route configuration will not work properly, but still I'll try to create this thing, and then let's see whether it's working or not. I'm going to search for core service VNet again. Inside the core service VNet, left side we have a section called subnets. We by default have one subnet which is core. I'm going to create a new subnet. This time the name of the subnet we are going to provide like perimeter, and the IP address range for that we want to give 10.0.1.0/24. So that is exactly which we are planning to give. Now in the Azure portal we are going to create and search route table after this, but let's just create the subnet first because this subnet is going to be used in that route table configuration. This is done. I'm going to search for route tables now. Route tables are going to help me to create a custom routes. I'm going to create a route table, choosing my subscription, choosing the same resource group, location is going to be East US, and the name of the route table we are giving RT core services. Do you want to propagate this gateway route? We are saying no, we do not want to do this thing. And then we are just going to click on review plus create. This is a very simple route table which I'm configuring right now, which is going to be associated with my perimeter subnet. So let's just wait for this to be done. My deployment is completed, and let me click on go to resource. It's taking me to the resource group. So now let's just scroll down, and we're going to find this route table. Inside this we have a configuration at left side which is known as routes, and as you can see we do not have any routes right now. We are going to create a new route. The route name we are specifying perimeter to core. Destination type is going to be an IP addresses, where we are going to specify the IP address range of my core service virtual network. That was 10.00/16. The next hop type is going to be a virtual appliance. It can be anything. We are going to specify the next hop is actually this one, which is going to be my future NVA. So I'm just going to specify 10.0.1.7. Once this route is configured, we are going to click on add, and you can see that the route is available here. Now we are going to select the subnets at the left side, and we have to associate this. So we are going to click on associate the subnet. The virtual network is going to be core services VNet, and the subnet which we want to associate is perimeter. That is the reason we have created the subnet. So that route is not going to be configured and associated with that particular subnet. Once you're done with this, your custom route is successfully configured. It's not showing any issues or error inside this. This is the time. We are done with this particular lab, so it's the time to clean up your resources. I am going to do that thing. But for you guys, this is end of this lab. I hope you understood the Intersite connectivity which we have implemented in this. Still, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment box. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.